Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something fundamental, something that holds the key to your success, fulfillment, and power. It's the power of focusing on yourself. In a world that demands constant attention, validation, and distractions from external forces, we often forget that the most important person in our life is ourselves. Now, let's get this clear from the start. Focusing on yourself is not about being selfish. It's about understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you do not have. The foundation of your success begins with you. The life you envision for yourself begins the moment you decide to focus on your own growth, your own thoughts, and your own dreams. When we take responsibility for our lives, we step into our power. The truth is, no one can live your life for you. Your journey is uniquely yours. It is your duty to navigate it with purpose, to shape it with intention. So when things get tough, do not blame circumstances, do not point fingers at others. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do differently? How can I grow from this experience? You see, the power of self-focus begins with self-awareness. Knowing who you are and understanding your purpose creates a solid foundation for everything that follows. When you understand your own strengths, limitations, passions, and desires, you can walk with clarity and confidence. Without self-awareness, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in the ocean. But self-focus goes beyond just knowing yourself. It requires guarding your mind and energy. Your thoughts are powerful, and what you allow into your mind shapes your reality. It's crucial to protect yourself from negativity, whether from other people, media, or your own self-doubt. The more you focus on positive thoughts, empowering ideas, and constructive actions, the more you align yourself with your purpose. One of the most important aspects of self-focus is the continuous journey of self-improvement. It's not a one-time achievement, it's a lifelong commitment. You must always strive to evolve, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. This means consistently educating yourself, sharpening your skills, and challenging your own limits. At times, it's also important to reflect. Introspection is a powerful tool. When you pause, look within, and examine your life, you gain clarity. You understand where you are, where you've been, and where you need to go. It's through introspection that you can course correct and stay on the path of your highest calling. In the pursuit of focusing on yourself, you will have to learn the art of saying no too often. We say yes to things that do not serve our higher purpose, whether they are distractions, obligations, or simply things that drain our energy. Saying no isn't about being rude, it's about being wise. It's about choosing to protect your time and energy so that you can pour them into what truly matters. This leads me to the importance of setting boundaries. You must define your space and guard your peace. Relationships, opportunities, and situations will come your way, but not all of them are aligned with your purpose. Establish boundaries that protect your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being so you can create an environment where your dreams can grow. Most importantly, focus on self-love and acceptance. The world will tell you who you should be, what you should do, and how you should live. But the most empowering thing you can do is to love yourself just as you are. Self-love is not arrogance, it is a deep understanding and respect for your own worth. When you love yourself, you become unstoppable. Your confidence will radiate, and you will attract opportunities and relationships that align with your highest self. Remember that when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you set an example for others. Your growth creates a ripple effect, inspiring those around you to focus on their own potential. This is how legacies are built. It's not about what you do for others, it's about what you inspire others to do for themselves. So today I challenge you to focus on yourself. Step into your power. Own your life. Grow continuously. Set boundaries, protect your peace, and love yourself with all that you are. When you do this, you unlock the greatest power within you. And with that power, you become a beacon of light for the world. In life, we often find ourselves consumed by external expectations, distractions, and the demands of others. Society constantly pulls us in different directions, urging us to meet standards, fit molds, and live up to ideals that may not even align with who we truly are. Yet, Amidst this noise, there is a fundamental truth that we must come to terms with. The power of your life is not in what happens to you, but in how you respond to it. This response begins with a crucial, often overlooked element: focusing on yourself. Self-focus is not about selfishness or self-centeredness. Rather, it is about understanding that the most important investment you can make is in your own growth and well-being. You cannot live up to your potential if you are constantly scattered, pulled in every direction, or trying to fulfill the expectations of others. True power begins when you turn inward, reflect on your own strengths, weaknesses, desires, and dreams, and commit to shaping your own path. When we talk about self-focus, we're referring to the intentional act of prioritizing your personal development, your mental and emotional health, and your life purpose above all else. This is not a momentary decision, but a lifelong practice. It requires dedication, patience, and the courage to look within, not just at the external world. The moment you make the decision to focus on yourself is the moment you unlock the power to truly change your life. It starts with realizing that everything you need to be successful, to thrive, and to fulfill your purpose is already inside of you. Your strength, your potential, your ideas, and your capacity for growth are not dependent on what happens outside of you. External circumstances can shape your journey, but they do not define who you are. Your ability to focus on yourself, the inner you, is what holds the key to your future. When you begin to nurture that focus, everything else in your life falls into place. Personal responsibility is the cornerstone of a powerful and purposeful life. It is the understanding that you and you alone are the architect of your reality. No one else can live your life for you, and no one else can walk the path that is uniquely yours. The choices you make, the actions you take, and the attitudes you adopt shape the trajectory of your journey. The moment you accept this truth, you begin to realize the immense power that comes with owning your decisions and their consequences. So many times, people fall into the trap of blaming others or circumstances for their setbacks, frustrations, or failures. It's easy to point fingers at external forces and say, if only this had happened differently, or if only I had this opportunity. But the truth is, circumstances will always be outside of your complete control. What you can control, however, is how you respond to them. Personal responsibility means taking full ownership of your life without excuses. It means accepting that your choices matter, that every thought, action, and decision is leading you somewhere. This doesn't mean you are solely to blame for every hardship you face, but it does mean you have the power to decide how to move forward. It means you can take control of your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset, even when life throws challenges in your way. It is recognizing that you have the agency to transform any situation, no matter how difficult, into an opportunity for growth. Taking personal responsibility also means not waiting for someone else to solve your problems or to fulfill your dreams. No one is coming to do the work for you. No one else can chase your dreams, make your decisions, or bring your vision to life. Really, you have the ability to do that. It's about waking up to the fact that your success or failure is in your own hands. When you take full responsibility for your life, you stop waiting for circumstances to change and begin to create the conditions for your own success. This mindset is empowering because it frees you from being a passive observer in your own life. You no longer wait for life to happen to you. You become the driving force behind your own destiny. Whether you succeed or face setbacks, you recognize that these outcomes stem from the choices you make along the way. And with that recognition comes the power to make new choices, to adapt, and to grow stronger with every experience. Self-discovery is one of the most profound and empowering journeys a person can embark on. It is the process of peeling back layers of external influences, societal pressures, and inherited beliefs to reveal the true essence of who you are. In a world that constantly tells you who you should be, discovering your authentic self becomes an act of radical courage. The strength found in self-discovery lies in its ability to unlock your deepest potential and provide you with clarity about your purpose in life. When you engage in self-discovery, you begin to recognize your unique gifts, talents, and passions. These are not things that can be handed to you or inherited from someone else. They are the building blocks of your individual greatness, and only by truly understanding yourself can you access them fully. Self-discovery allows you to tap into what makes you distinct, what drives you, what excites you, and what gives your life meaning. Without this understanding, it's easy to wander aimlessly or fall into the trap of trying to be someone you're not, living a life that isn't aligned with your true nature. Through self-discovery, you also uncover your limitations, fears, and areas that need growth. While this can be uncomfortable, it is an essential part of the journey. Understanding your weaknesses is just as important as recognizing your strengths. It allows you to approach life with humility, to seek improvement, and to embrace challenges with a mindset of growth. Instead of being intimidated by your imperfections, you learn to see them as opportunities for transformation. The courage to face your flaws head-on builds inner strength and resilience, creating a foundation for personal development. Self-discovery also provides you with the invaluable gift of clarity. It offers a sense of direction that can guide you through life's uncertainties. When you understand who you are and what you stand for, you gain a stronger sense of purpose. This clarity not only helps you make decisions more confidently, but it also helps you prioritize what truly matters. In a world filled with distractions, this clear sense of self serves as an anchor, grounding you when life gets overwhelming. Self-discovery allows you to shed the influence of others' opinions. So often we allow the world around us to dictate who we should be, from family expectations to societal standards. But when you truly discover who you are, you realize that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. You stop seeking validation from the outside and instead become secure in the knowledge that you are enough as you are. This sense of inner security is an incredible source of strength, as it frees you from the need for external approval and empowers you to live authentically. Ultimately, the strength found in self-discovery comes from the freedom it provides. It is the freedom to live your truth, to express yourself without fear, and to chart your own course in life. It is the freedom to take ownership of your destiny and to live with the confidence that you are on the path meant for you. As you uncover more about yourself, you unlock an infinite reservoir of strength that propels you forward with purpose, clarity, and unwavering self-belief. Your mind and energy are your most valuable resources, and how you guard them directly impacts your ability to live a powerful and purposeful life. We are constantly bombarded with external stimuli, information, opinions, expectations, and distractions that can easily derail us if we aren't intentional about what we allow into our mental and emotional space. Protecting your mind and energy is not just about shielding yourself from negativity, it's about taking proactive steps to ensure that what enters your consciousness nourishes your growth, aligns with your purpose, and empowers you to move forward. The mind is like a garden, and the thoughts you allow to take root are the seeds that will grow and shape your reality. If you allow negative, limiting, or fearful thoughts to dominate, they will take root and begin to dictate your behavior, decisions, and actions. These thoughts can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the more you dwell on them, the more they manifest in your life. On the other hand, when you intentionally choose to feed your mind with positive, empowering, and constructive ideas, you cultivate a mental environment that nurtures success, confidence, and clarity. This means being conscious of what you expose yourself to, whether it's the content you consume, the people you interact with, or the beliefs you hold about yourself. Guarding your energy is just as important. Energy is finite, and once it is drained, it is not easy to replenish. The people you surround yourself with, the situations you put yourself in, and even the environments you inhabit all affect your energy. There are individuals and circumstances that will try to deplete you, whether through constant negativity, criticism, or emotional manipulation. It's essential to recognize these energy-draining sources and establish boundaries with them. This may mean stepping away from toxic relationships, limiting exposure to negative news or environments, and choosing to prioritize your well-being over external pressures. By doing this, you create a space in which your energy can be renewed, focused, and aligned with your personal growth and aspirations. At the same time, you must also take responsibility for your own emotional energy. It's easy to get caught up in external events or the emotions of others, but when you allow your energy to be dictated by these external forces, you lose control over your own emotional state. Guarding your energy means not letting other people's moods or circumstances steal your peace. It means learning to respond, not react to situations, and choosing to maintain a sense of inner calm and balance regardless of what is happening around you. Another key aspect of guarding your mind and energy is being mindful of the narratives you tell yourself. The story you tell yourself about who you are, what you can do, and what is possible for your life has a profound impact on your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough or that you are stuck in your current circumstances, you reinforce a mindset of limitation and scarcity. However, if you choose to adopt an empowering narrative, one that affirms your worth, your capabilities, and your potential, you create a mental and energetic shift that propels you toward greater success. This internal dialogue is something you have control over, and by being mindful of the stories you feed your mind, you can protect your energy from unnecessary self-doubt and negativity. It is equally important to recognize that your mind and energy are interconnected. What you focus on mentally affects how you feel emotionally and physically. When you engage in positive, purposeful thinking, your energy naturally follows suit, becoming vibrant, energized, and focused. On the contrary, when you allow your mind to become cluttered with negativity or distractions, your energy becomes scattered, drained, and unfocused. The stronger your mental discipline, the more you empower your energy to align with your goals, fueling you toward action and achievement. In the process of guarding your mind and energy, it is essential to create habits that protect these resources. Meditation, mindfulness, exercise, reading positive material, and surrounding yourself with uplifting people are all powerful tools that help maintain a strong mental and energetic shield. These habits train your mind to stay focused, centered, and aligned with your purpose, ensuring that your energy remains intact and directed toward what truly matters. When you guard your mind and energy, you take control of your life. You become the master of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and you can direct your energy toward creating the life you desire. In a world full of distractions and negativity, this discipline of self-protection is the key to living a life that is not only successful but fulfilling and authentic to who you truly are. Self-improvement is not a single event or a goal that you reach and then stop. It is a lifelong journey that requires commitment, resilience, and a deep understanding that growth is continuous. It's about striving to become a better version of yourself every day, not in big leaps, but through consistent, intentional actions. The process of self-improvement is about progress, not perfection. It is about recognizing that there is always room for growth, no matter how far you have come or how successful you are. The key to sustaining this journey is to embrace it as a natural part of life, understanding that each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your full potential. The essence of self-improvement lies in the realization that we are never fully finished. There is always a new layer to uncover, a new skill to master, a new area to explore. This is what makes the journey both challenging and exciting. You are constantly evolving, adapting, and becoming more of who you are meant to be. This commitment to lifelong growth requires an openness to change and a willingness to learn, whether you are gaining knowledge through books, experiences, or the wisdom shared by others. The moment you stop growing is the moment you stop fully living. Life will always present new opportunities for improvement, and it's your decision whether or not to seize them. Self-improvement is also about resilience, the ability to bounce back from failure, learn from mistakes, and turn setbacks into lessons rather than excuses for giving up. The path of growth is rarely smooth. There will be moments of struggle, times when things don't go as planned, and periods of doubt. But the person who is committed to self-improvement views these challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities to develop greater strength, wisdom, and understanding. It's in those moments of difficulty that the true power of self-improvement is revealed. The key is to stay dedicated to the process, knowing that each setback is only a stepping stone toward greater achievements. In the journey of self-improvement, it's important to recognize that growth does not always happen in dramatic, visible ways. Sometimes the most significant shifts occur within, in the form of a change in mindset or attitude. These internal changes may not be immediately apparent to the outside world, but they are profound. Personal growth is as much about who you become on the inside as it is about what you accomplish externally. It's about cultivating a mindset that is open to new possibilities, willing to step outside of comfort zones, and unafraid to challenge old beliefs and habits that no longer serve you. Self-improvement requires a deep understanding of who you are and where you are heading. It is about setting goals, but not just any goals, goals that are aligned with your true purpose and values. These goals should be a reflection of the person you are becoming, not just a checklist of achievements. To improve yourself, you must first know what you want to improve and why. This means taking time to reflect on your strengths, weaknesses, and the areas that need attention. It also means having the courage to set audacious goals, knowing that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. At times, self-improvement may involve confronting uncomfortable truths about yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-deception, telling yourself that everything is fine when, in fact, there are areas that need work. But true self-improvement starts with honesty. It requires looking at yourself through a lens of objectivity and taking responsibility for the aspects of your life that need change. This can be difficult, but it is also where the most profound growth happens. When you face your own flaws and weaknesses with compassion and understanding, you unlock the power to transform them into strengths. The process of self-improvement also entails cultivating discipline and consistency. It's not about sporadic bursts of effort. It's about the daily choices that contribute to long-term growth. Whether it's dedicating time to learning, practicing new habits, or working on personal development, the small, consistent actions you take every day build up over time and create significant changes in your life. Self-improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. And the discipline to keep moving forward, even on the days when it feels hard, is what ultimately leads to lasting transformation. Self-improvement requires patience. The road is long and progress may not always be immediately visible. There will be times when you question whether your efforts are making a difference, but it is essential to trust the process. Progress is often incremental, and sometimes it's only when you look back at how far you've come that you can truly appreciate the journey. It's in these moments of reflection that you realize that self-improvement is not about reaching a specific endpoint, but about embracing the idea of becoming a better version of yourself every single day. And in that process, you find fulfillment, purpose, and a life that is rich with meaning. Introspection is the quiet yet powerful practice of turning inward, of pausing to examine your thoughts, emotions, and actions with clarity and purpose. It is a deep reflection on your inner world, allowing you to understand not only who you are, but why you are the way you are. Through introspection, you gain insight into your beliefs, your motivations, and the patterns of behavior that shape your life. It is an essential tool for personal growth, for it empowers you to become the conscious architect of your own life, rather than a passive participant driven by unconscious impulses. Through introspection, you also become aware of the stories you tell yourself, the narratives that shape your sense of identity and guide your decisions. These stories often run on autopilot, deeply embedded in your subconscious, and they influence how you perceive the world and your place in it. Whether they are empowering or limiting, the stories you tell yourself determine your reality. By practicing introspection, you become aware of these narratives, and more importantly, you gain the ability to rewrite them. If you've been telling yourself that you are incapable, undeserving, or powerless, introspection gives you the opportunity to challenge those beliefs and replace them with ones that empower you to reach your full potential.
Introspection also serves as a tool for emotional intelligence. It allows you to step back and examine your emotional responses in a non-judgmental way. In the heat of a moment, emotions can be overwhelming, and it's easy to react based on impulse or deep-seated habits. But when you take the time to reflect on your feelings, you begin to understand the root causes behind them. You realize that your emotions are not simply random, but are often responses to your thoughts, past experiences, or unmet needs. Through introspection, you can begin to separate yourself from your emotional reactions, gain control over them, and choose more deliberate, thoughtful responses. This emotional awareness enhances your ability to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of calm and resilience. Introspection also fosters personal accountability. By regularly reflecting on your actions and choices, you take ownership of your life and your circumstances. Instead of blaming others or external events for where you are, you become empowered to see how your own decisions have shaped your present reality. This accountability is crucial for growth as it shifts the focus from external factors to your own agency. Through introspection, you are reminded that you have the power to change your thoughts, behaviors, and actions at any moment, and in doing so, you change the course of your life. The practice of introspection also creates an environment of continuous learning as you reflect on your experiences, both successes and failures. You begin to extract lessons from them. Instead of simply moving on after an event, introspection allows you to pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? This process transforms every experience into an opportunity for improvement, allowing you to build wisdom over time. The more you engage in introspection, the more you realize that growth is not a linear path, but a series of ebbs and flows, each offering valuable lessons. Introspection is vital for creating alignment in your life. It enables you to ensure that your actions, goals, and values are in harmony. When you take the time to reflect on your goals, you begin to assess whether they truly resonate with your deeper desires or if they are simply a product of external expectations. You may find that some of your goals, once driven by the desire to meet others' standards, no longer hold meaning for you. Introspection provides the clarity needed to focus your energy on what truly matters to you, aligning your efforts with authentic self. This alignment sense us and fulfillment as your life begins to your true desires then is placed on you by the way. The power of introspection also lies in its ability to foster a deep sense of gratitude. When you regularly reflect on your life, you become more attuned to the blessings and experiences that may otherwise go unnoticed. You begin to appreciate the small moments, the quiet victories, and the lessons embedded in life's challenges. This practice nurtures a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, helping you to see that even in times of struggle, there is value and growth to be found. Gratitude, cultivated through introspection, shifts your perspective from one of lack to one of abundance, enhancing your sense of well-being and contentment. The power of introspection is transformative. It is the gateway to self-awareness, emotional intelligence, personal growth, and alignment with your deepest values. By regularly engaging in introspection, you open yourself to the possibility of continuous evolution, constantly refining and enhancing your understanding of yourself and the world around you. The more you reflect, the more you empower yourself to make conscious decisions, live authentically, and create a life that is truly aligned with your purpose. Through introspection, you discover not only who you are, but who you are becoming. Mastering the art of saying no is one of the most essential skills for maintaining your peace, prioritizing your goals, and protecting your time and energy. In a world that constantly demands more from us, saying no allows you to draw boundaries that define what truly matters in your life. The ability to say no is not a rejection of others. Rather, it is an affirmation of your own values, needs, and desires. It is about recognizing that your time and energy are limited resources, and in order to live a life of purpose, you must consciously choose how you spend them. Often we find ourselves saying yes to requests out of guilt, fear, or the desire to please others. It's easy to give in to the pressure of others' expectations or to fear that saying no might harm a relationship or cause conflict. However, this mindset leads to burnout, resentment, and the erosion of personal boundaries. When you fail to protect your own needs, you end up with little left to give to the things that truly matter in your life, including your own well-being. Mastering the art of saying no is about acknowledging that your time, energy, and emotional resources are valuable, and that protecting them is essential for your growth and happiness. Saying no does not mean being rude or dismissive. It means communicating your needs clearly and respectfully without apologizing for them. It's about being assertive, way that honors both yourself and others. When you say with confidence, you are not only protecting your own boundaries, but also teaching others to respect them. Often, the fear of saying no comes from the worry that you will disappoint someone or jeopardize a relationship. However, true relationships are built on mutual respect. When you communicate your limits, you show that you value yourself and your time. And in turn, you create space for relationships that are based on understanding and respect, not obligation. And learning to say no also means being in tune with your values and priorities. If you have a clear sense of what is important to you, whether it's your health, your family, your career goals, or your personal growth, saying no becomes easier because you have a filter through which to assess requests. Each request or opportunity you face can be measured against your values and objectives. Does it align with your purpose? Does it serve your long-term goals? If the answer is no, then saying no becomes an act of clarity and empowerment. Saying no allows you to say yes to the things that align with your vision for your life. And that is where true progress happens. The ability to say no is a powerful form of self-care. It's easy to become overwhelmed when you try to meet every demand and expectation placed upon you. Overcommitting to others can leave you feeling drained, stressed, and disconnected from your own needs. By saying no when necessary, you preserve your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It's an act of self-respect that ensures you are operating at your best and that you are not sacrificing your health or peace for the sake of pleasing others. Saying no is a way to protect your energy, allowing you to show up fully for the things that matter most to you. Another important aspect of mastering no is recognizing that it opens the door for deeper focus and intentional living. Every time you say yes to something that is not aligned with your priorities, you are saying no to something else. By saying no more often, you create the space for your true priorities to flourish. You free up time and mental energy to devote to your personal goals, your relationships, and your passions. The more you practice saying no, the more intentional your life becomes. You stop living in a reactive state, constantly being pulled in different directions by the demands of others. Instead, you begin to take charge of your own time and energy, creating a life that is guided by your vision, not by external pressure. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, can often play a significant role in our reluctance to say no. We may worry that by turning down an invitation or opportunity, we are losing something important or valuable. However, the truth is that every yes is a commitment that comes with its own set of trade-offs. By learning to say no, you are not missing out on life. You are ensuring that you are fully present for the things that align with your true desires and aspirations. It's about quality over quantity, choosing depth over breadth. The right opportunities will always find their way to you, but they can only be fully realized when you are clear on what you want and when you make the conscious decision to focus on what truly matters. Mastering the art of saying no also requires self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It's about knowing your limits and being honest with yourself about what you can and cannot take on. This level of self-awareness empowers you to make decisions that are aligned with your well-being rather than being driven by external pressures or internal fears. It's about trusting yourself and your ability to make choices that serve your highest good. The more you practice saying no, the more confident you become in your ability to prioritize your needs and protect your energy. The power of saying no lies in its ability to help you take control of your life. When you say no with intention, you are affirming your right to choose what belongs in your life and what does not. It is an act of self-empowerment that allows you to live a life that is guided by your own values, desires, and goals. By saying no with confidence, you free yourself from the constraints of obligation and open up the space to live more fully, authentically, and purposefully. Setting boundaries is an essential practice for fostering growth and protecting the things that are most important in your life. Boundaries are not about building walls. They are about creating clear, healthy guidelines that allow you to focus on what truly matters, while protecting yourself from distractions, overwhelm, and external influences that might drain your energy or impede your progress. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-preservation that creates the necessary space for personal growth, success, and well-being. Like,
When you set boundaries, you are defining what is acceptable in your life and what is not. This includes setting limits on how much time and energy you invest in others, how much you allow external pressures to influence your decisions, and what you are willing to tolerate in terms of behaviors, attitudes, or environments. Boundaries allow you to be intentional with your resources, helping you to protect your mental, emotional, and physical health. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overcommitted, drained, and disconnected from your own goals as you allow other people's needs, requests, and demands to take precedence over your own. The process of setting boundaries begins with a deep understanding of your values, priorities, and goals. When you are clear about what is important to you, whether it's your personal time, your career, your relationships, or your mental health, you can more easily determine where to set limits. Boundaries are not meant to isolate you or restrict you from living a full life. Rather, they are meant to protect what matters most and ensure that your actions and decisions align with your long-term vision. By setting boundaries, you make room for the things that contribute to your growth, while simultaneously blocking out distractions and toxic influences that can detract from your progress. Setting boundaries also involves communicating your needs and limits with others in a clear and assertive manner. Too often, we avoid setting boundaries out of fear of conflict, rejection, or disappointing others. However, failing to communicate your boundaries only leads to frustration, burnout, and resentment. When you are able to set boundaries with confidence, you demonstrate that you value yourself and your time. This doesn't mean being inflexible or rigid. It simply means being clear about what you need in order to function at your best. It's important to remember that you have the right to say no without feeling guilty or obligated to explain yourself. Healthy boundaries create space for more meaningful, authentic relationships, as people will learn to respect your limits and communicate their needs in a more balanced way. Another critical aspect of setting boundaries is understanding that they are not just for protecting yourself from others, but also for safeguarding your own emotional energy. Sometimes we place undue pressure on ourselves to be constantly available, helpful, or accommodating to others, even when doing so detracts from our own well-being. Setting boundaries with yourself is just as important as setting them with others. This might mean saying no to certain commitments, setting aside time for self-care, or limiting the amount of emotional energy you invest in certain situations or people. When you create boundaries around your emotional energy, you ensure that you are not overextending yourself or taking on more than you can handle. This self-awareness and self-discipline help you stay balanced and focused on your goals. Setting boundaries also contributes to building self-confidence and resilience. When you practice setting and maintaining boundaries, you affirm your self-worth. You reinforce the idea that your needs and desires are important and that you are willing to protect them, no matter the circumstances. This strengthens your sense of personal power and helps you develop the emotional resilience needed to handle external pressures or challenges. The more you establish boundaries, the more you reinforce the belief that you are deserving of respect, balance, and space in your life. You become more capable of standing firm in your convictions and acting in alignment with your values, even in the face of opposition. In the pursuit of growth, boundaries serve as a powerful tool for reducing stress and enhancing focus. When you set boundaries, you create an environment where your time and energy are protected, allowing you to devote more attention to your personal development and aspirations. Whether it's dedicating time to learning, setting clear limits around work or personal commitments, or removing distractions that hinder progress, boundaries help you remain focused and aligned with your goals. When you have a clear sense of where your limits lie, you are less likely to become scattered or overwhelmed by competing demands. This focused energy is the fuel that drives your growth and success. Setting boundaries is not a one-time task. It is an ongoing process that requires self-awareness, reflection, and adaptability. As you grow and evolve, so too should your boundaries. What works at one stage of your life may need to be adjusted as you encounter new opportunities, challenges, or phases of personal development. Boundaries should be flexible and able to shift as needed, while remaining firmly rooted in your core values. By consistently reassessing your boundaries and making adjustments, you ensure that you are always aligned with your growth journey, protecting your space while also allowing room for new experiences, relationships, and opportunities. One of the most significant benefits of setting boundaries is the freedom and peace they provide. When you have clear boundaries, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstances or a slave to the demands of others. You take control of your life by creating a structure that supports your well-being, growth, and success. Boundaries are the foundation upon which you build a life of balance, purpose, and fulfillment. They provide the space for you to focus on what truly matters while keeping distractions and toxic influences at bay. By honoring your boundaries, you honor yourself and your journey of growth. In the end, setting boundaries is about honoring your own needs, respecting your time, and creating the space necessary for growth and fulfillment. It is an act of self-love that requires strength, clarity, and courage. When you practice setting boundaries, you not only protect yourself, but also create the conditions for your highest potential to flourish. Through boundaries, you gain the power to live your life intentionally without being overwhelmed by external demands or drained by unbalanced relationships. It is through boundaries that you create the freedom and space to grow into the person you are meant to be. Self-love and acceptance are foundational to living a fulfilling and empowered life. They are not about arrogance or self-centeredness, but about recognizing your inherent worth and treating yourself with the same kindness, respect, and compassion that you would offer to others. Self-love is the practice of prioritizing your own well-being, valuing yourself for who you are, and embracing your imperfections. Self-acceptance is the ability to fully embrace yourself without judgment or the need to meet external expectations. It is about understanding that you are enough exactly as you are, and that you do not need to change or prove anything to be deserving of love and respect. At the core of self-love is the belief that you are worthy of care, happiness, and success simply because you exist. It is not conditional upon your achievements, appearance, or the opinions of others. Too often we seek validation from the outside world, believing that we will feel worthy once we meet certain standards or accomplish specific goals. However, self-love teaches us that our worth is intrinsic, not something to be earned or proved. When we begin to love ourselves, we stop relying on external validation to define our value. We learn to trust our own inner voice and recognize that we are deserving of love and respect, regardless of our circumstances. Self-acceptance goes hand in hand with self-love. It involves acknowledging both your strengths and your flaws without judgment. Accepting yourself means being willing to face your imperfections and embrace them as part of your unique journey. It is the understanding that no one is perfect and that our mistakes and flaws do not diminish our worth. They are opportunities for growth and learning. Self-acceptance encourages you to stop comparing yourself to others and to stop striving for an unrealistic ideal of perfection. Instead, it asks you to see the beauty and potential in who you are right now without the need to change yourself to meet anyone else's standards. To truly practice self-love and acceptance, it is essential to release self-criticism and negative self-talk. We can be our own harshest critics, constantly focusing on what we perceive as our shortcomings. These negative thoughts and beliefs about ourselves create an environment of self-doubt, making it difficult to move forward and pursue our goals. Self-love requires us to break free from these limiting beliefs and replace them with affirmations of our value and capability. This shift in mindset is not always easy, but it is necessary for building a healthy relationship with yourself. When you replace self-criticism with self-compassion, you begin to approach your life with a sense of acceptance and encouragement rather than fear and doubt. Part of cultivating self-love and acceptance involves taking responsibility for your own happiness and well-being. It means acknowledging that you are the one who has the power to create the life you want. This power lies in the choices you make every day, the way you talk to yourself, the relationships you nurture, the boundaries you set, and the actions you take. You are not a passive bystander in your life, you are the creator of it. When you accept this power and choose to act from a place of self-love, you begin to make decisions that are aligned with your true desires and values, rather than living in reaction to the expectations of others. Self-love also means honoring your needs and taking the time to care for yourself, both physically and emotionally. It's about recognizing that your health, happiness, and peace of mind are essential, and that it is not selfish to prioritize your own well-being. In a society that often encourages putting others first, self-love reminds us that we cannot pour from an empty cup. To truly serve others, be it in relationships, work, or community, we must first take care of ourselves. This might involve setting aside time for rest, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or seeking support when needed. Caring for yourself in these ways is a direct expression of self-love and self-respect. Part of embracing self-love and acceptance is learning to forgive yourself. We all make mistakes, and it's easy to carry guilt or regret with us for past decisions or actions. But self-love requires us to release these feelings of shame and embrace forgiveness. Just as you would forgive a loved one who made a mistake, you must learn to extend that same compassion to yourself. This is not about excusing harmful behavior, but about recognizing that you are human, and that growth and change are part of the process. Forgiveness allows you to free yourself from the burden of the past, enabling you to move forward with greater clarity and confidence. Self-love and acceptance also mean creating an environment that supports your well-being. This includes the people you surround yourself with, the activities you engage in, and the spaces you inhabit. Being in a positive, uplifting environment helps reinforce the belief that you are worthy of love and respect. It's about cultivating relationships that are nourishing, not toxic, and finding communities that lift you up rather than bring you down. Your external environment should reflect the love and care you are learning to give yourself internally. Embracing self-love and self-acceptance does not mean you will never experience negative emotions or setbacks. Life's challenges are inevitable, but when you cultivate self-love, you develop a resilience that allows you to navigate these moments with grace and understanding. You learn that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, and that your worth is not determined by your circumstances. Self-love gives you the strength to face life's difficulties with a positive mindset, knowing that you are deserving of happiness and peace no matter what challenges arise. Self-love and acceptance are transformative practices that shape the way you experience the world. When you love and accept yourself fully, you unlock your true potential because you are no longer held back by fear, insecurity, or self-doubt. You begin to show up in life with confidence, authenticity, and a sense of empowerment. This shift not only impacts your own growth, but it also ripples out into your relationships and the world around you. As you learn to love yourself, you create a foundation for a life of purpose, fulfillment, and connection. You realize that self-love is not just an internal experience, it is the key to living a life that reflects your highest values, your truest self, and your greatest potential. The legacy of self-focus is one that leaves an indelible mark on your life and the lives of those around you. When you dedicate yourself to focusing on your own growth, purpose, and well-being, you not only transform your own life, but you create a ripple effect that impacts your relationships, your community, and even future generations. Self-focus is not about being self-centered or neglecting others. It is about understanding that your own growth and self-awareness are crucial to living a life of authenticity and impact. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you not only improve your own circumstances, but you also become a beacon of inspiration, helping others to do the same. The legacy of self-focus starts with the understanding that personal development is a lifelong journey. By dedicating time and energy to self-reflection, learning, and growth, you lay the foundation for a life that is aligned with your true purpose. Each step of this journey contributes to building a stronger sense of self and a deeper understanding of your unique strengths, values, and passions. When you focus on yourself in this way, you cultivate a life that is intentional and fulfilling. Over time, this commitment to growth and self-awareness accumulates, creating a legacy that is rich with wisdom, authenticity, and purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of self-focus is the ability to lead by example. When you prioritize your own development, you inspire those around you to do the same. People who witness your commitment to personal growth and self-care are more likely to take similar actions in their own lives. Your legacy becomes a testament to the power of self-awareness and intentional living, encouraging others to invest in themselves and pursue their own journeys of growth. By focusing on yourself, you create a culture of empowerment where the pursuit of personal excellence becomes contagious. This ripple effect of self-focus has the potential to transform not only individual lives, but entire communities as people begin to prioritize their own well-being and personal development. To inspiring others, the legacy of self-focus also manifests in the strength and resilience you cultivate over time. As you face challenges and navigate the complexities of life, the self-awareness and self-discipline you develop through focused effort help you to respond with clarity and purpose. You learn to handle adversity with grace, knowing that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Your ability to stay grounded, focused, and resilient in the face of challenges leaves a powerful legacy of strength for others to draw upon. When you prioritize your own personal development, you build the resilience necessary to weather life's storms and remain steadfast in your commitment to living a life of purpose. The legacy of self-focus is also reflected in the choices you make and the impact those choices have on your future. Every decision you make, whether it's in your personal life, your career, or your relationships, shapes the trajectory of your life. By focusing on what matters most to you and making decisions that align with your values, you create a life that is not only fulfilling, but meaningful. The legacy you leave is one of intentionality, one where every action is an expression of your core beliefs and desires. When you live in alignment with your values, your decisions become a reflection of your commitment to living authentically. This legacy of purpose and intention serves as a guidepost for others who seek to live in a similar way. A key component of the legacy of self-focus is the ability to maintain healthy boundaries and protect your energy. When you focus on your own well-being, you learn to say no to the things that drain you and yes to the things that nourish you. This practice of setting boundaries not only ensures your own growth and happiness, but it also creates an environment where others can respect your needs and priorities. By modeling healthy boundaries, you teach others the importance of protecting their own energy and well-being. This legacy of self-respect and balance encourages others to prioritize their own needs, fostering a culture of self-care and personal empowerment. The legacy of self-focus is not just about personal growth, but also about the relationships you cultivate. When you focus on yourself, you become better equipped to connect with others in a deep and meaningful way. By understanding your own needs, desires, and values, you are able to communicate more authentically and build relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. Your self-awareness allows you to show up as your truest self, which in turn fosters deeper connections with those around you. This legacy of authentic relationships creates a network of support, love, and connection that enriches your life and the lives of those you interact with. The impact of self-focus extends beyond the present moment and into future generations. When you prioritize your own growth and development, you become a role model for those who look up to you, whether they are children, colleagues, or friends. Your commitment to self-awareness, personal growth, and intentional living sets an example that can be passed down to future generations. The legacy of self-focus is one of empowerment, where individuals are inspired to take ownership of their own lives and pursue their own potential. As you model self-love, self-respect, and growth, you lay the groundwork for a world where individuals are more equipped to live with purpose, resilience, and confidence. In the grand scheme of life, the legacy of self-focus is one that reverberates long after you are gone. It is a legacy that transcends individual accomplishments or material success and instead focuses on the deeper, more meaningful aspects of life, the development of character, the nurturing of relationships, and the cultivation of purpose. This legacy lives on through the lives you touch, the example you set, and the positive changes you inspire in others. By focusing on yourself, you create a life that is rich in meaning and impact, and you leave behind a legacy that continues to inspire others to live with intention, authenticity, and purpose. The power of focusing on yourself is not about selfishness, but about creating a life that reflects your true potential and purpose. When you prioritize your own growth, well-being, and self-awareness, you lay the foundation for a life of fulfillment, resilience, and authenticity. This journey of self-focus creates a ripple effect that inspires others to take ownership of their own lives, empowering them to live with intention and purpose. The legacy you build through self-focus is one of strength, love, and impact, one that resonates long after you have walked your path. Remember, you are the most important investment you can make. The more you invest in yourself, the more you can give to the world around you. So take the time to reflect, grow, and embrace who you are. The world needs your light, and it begins by shining it first upon yourself. Your life, your growth, and your legacy matter. Make them count.